But speaking of out of control, we gonna end up putting the poll up on this next subject, man. We gotta talk about it. Jerry, you brought it to the group, man. LeBron new sneaker. Well, LeBron ugly ass new sneaker with the colors, of course, on the Lorraine. Well, I'm gonna let you explain it, bro. And we're gonna ask the group. We're gonna put it in on the Facebook page whether this was fair or foul on LeBron's part. But run it down for us, Jerry. And it's
Well,
on
well,
ML.
basically, we had LeBron James drop a shoe, drop his signature shoe on MLK Day. The shoe that he chose to drop was in the color scheme of
The Lorraine Motel.
the Lorraine Motel, which is Dr. Martin Luther King's murder spot where he was killed and assassinated. To me, it's tasteless. I'll just, to me, it's just tasteless. Why choose MLK Day to drop a $210 sneaker? Why do that in the first place? Why in the world would anybody want to be walking around with the shoes that are the color of the hotel where this man was, or this icon was murdered? The only way that I can see that it would be okay to do this, and it wouldn't be distasteful, is number one, the color scheme. That's just get that out of here. Like, don't do that. Don't do that part. Get you some other colors, and then let the world know that all the proceeds are going to civil rights in some kind of way, or to the King family in some type of way, or to the cause in some type of way. But to me, just to choose the MLK Day, the weekend, or what have you, to profit off of it, and and also use Dr. King's name in the sale of the shoe, as well as we know that's his nickname. That's LeBron's nickname. We know that, or whatnot. It's just all the word I kept hearing on the platforms that I got this information from. Everybody was using the term tone deaf, and I totally agree with that, because for me myself, I couldn't see my team, my sales team, or my Clutch family, whoever, Nike or whatever. I couldn't see them coming to me and say, "Hey, check this out. Got this great idea. We're gonna drop a shoe on MLK Day." They would have lost me right there. Like, on Martin Luther King, no, we're not doing that. We got to do something separate. That's MLK Day is just a worthy enough cause on its own. Celebrating that man's memory, and everything going, all that energy going towards that, as far as his memory from the past, and then going forward, especially in the times that we are having right now. So hopefully, I'm hoping that Clutch puts the spin on this thing soon, and let us know that the proceeds, or a lot of the proceeds, 50% of the proceeds, or all the proceeds, whatever have it, is going toward the cause in some kind of way. And then I think that could smooth it over or whatnot. For me, that would be a much better look than it just looking like a capitalistic gain and grab for the LeBron team. I just think that's weak. That was weak sauce, tone deaf. All of that fits for me.
G?
Yeah, it's this story befuddles me. Um, Number one, I'd never even heard of the story until right before we went on the air. Uh, and I'm pretty frequent on YouTube. Maybe it missed my algorithms, but I usually get a lot of LeBron hate stuff all the time. So it's kind of confusing how I missed that. Secondly, it's black people sometimes are just so hypocritical. We want to be righteous about a lot of stuff, and right now, what I'm hearing is that this hotel, motel should be off limits for any commemoration whatsoever, from any ability to to promote your own business, your own brand, or to make money off of it. And as I stated in our conversation earlier, so it's not going to be new to y'all, but I've been to the Lorraine Motel. If him being killed there is such a pain spot for a lot of people, and I can imagine that it would be, for especially for his family. Why put a civil rights museum there in 1991? Why on MLK Day, his birthday? No, not his birthday. This is just a commemoration. Is it his birthday? Yeah, it's his birthday. Why is that the biggest day?
Wouldn't
The
it
biggest.
be the same reason you have the Holocaust museums and every other museum for every other tragedy for every other race of people anywhere on the earth?
Right. But at the same time, people do things to commemorate that. So we're commemorating
But that's kind of
the
the question.
legacy.
Is this his way of commemorating, or is this his way of making a buck?
Well, let
That's kind of the gist of the conversation right there.
well,
It's
let me
about
finish.
the fact, to me, that's the gist of the conversation.
Go
What's the
ahead.
reason?
I don't know the reason. I'm not on LeBron's team. You asking me my opinion on it, and my opinion is that people that have an issue with it seems to fly in the face of the history of the museum, because the museum is not just about his death. Yeah, they have a spot about, what I'm saying, him being, assassinated there, but it's on the legacy of civil rights in this country. And
Right.
like I said,
They got to do with the
if you can't make money off of it, then why are we making money off the Civil Rights Museum? Why are we making money? That we have tons of people. I've been there on MLK Day. I've seen the lines, and
It
I've
ain't
seen the
okay.
vendors.
I've been there when it's been
I've
packed
seen
too,
the
and they
vendors.
always selling
I've
stuff.
seen the vendors out there making
Right.
money,
Right.
selling food, selling T-shirts, selling paraphernalia all over the place, and no one seems to have an issue with it. If you have an issue with it, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have an issue with it or not. I don't have an opinion either way. I can see where it could cause some animosity, or where it could draw criticism. And I can see where people like whatever. I can see him why he did it. Again, I don't know the reasons why he did it. If he did it to truly commemorate the legacy of Dr. King and the legacy of the Civil Rights Museum and what it stands for now, not just the fact that Martin Luther King was assassinated there, but it is a commemoration of the long, hard fought struggle of not just Martin Luther King, but of all the Black people, all the people in this country that gave their life for the rights that we have today, or some of the rights that we have today. So, I don't know. It's up to y'all to, be butthurt about it. I ain't.
For me, it ain't about all that. I ain't getting as all personal about it as that. To me, it just, when I look at it and think about it, the more I sit here thinking about it, it just makes me know that in those Nike boardrooms, it just tells me there ain't enough Black people in there. When I boil it down, and yeah, I know LeBron has a say on it, but to me, I just think about a company like Nike that just tells me in those boardrooms and when in those decision making rooms, not enough faces that look like us. You know what I'm saying? When I boil it down, because to me it is kind of, I don't understand why they had to do that place. If you wanted to commemorate Dr. King, it's a lot of places. You could have done something around the I Have a Dream speech, what he did in Montgomery, any other positive things that he did in his life. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to be his murder scene. I don't think, especially on that day. I mean, for me, like I said, it's not something that I'm up in arms about or whatever, but I just know that LeBron, we can't on one hand always say he's, I'm with you, G. I agree with that last statement you made, and I'm in being fairness to LeBron. I don't know what his motives are. I have to put that out there. I don't know his motives. I'm not in the man's mind. I don't know what his motives were, but I do know corporate America and the things that happen with corporate America. The bottom line is normally the motive. And things happen to even some friends of ours here recently that showed us that clearly and in a big way. You know what I'm saying? That the bottom line is normally the motive when it comes to corporate America. I do know that. And when I think about it, that's the main thought that comes to my mind in those Nike boardrooms with Phil Knight and all the rest. It's probably not a lot of people that look like us when decisions like this are being made. And that's kind of what I take away from it, you know what I'm saying? And so they'll probably come out with something in the next few days trying to explain it why they did it and whatnot. Like I said, and I don't know why LeBron okayed it. I'm with you on that. I don't know what his thought process was.
Did it
I
come
can't
out on
attempt to speak
MLK?
for him. Say again.
Did it come out on MLK? They released it on the 19th, a week ago.
Uh-huh. So
Maybe
like
the
I said,
ice
I
storm
got to
got
give him
everybody.
that part. I don't know what his thought process was. I just want to be fair to him on that part because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he'll come out and tell us. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I think it could
Yeah,
be handled a
yeah,
little better. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Like I said, I hope proceeds are going toward the cause. I really do. Um,
At least the ones from
I
that
can't.
day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't say that I can't look at it and say I don't care either way. I'm just not, and it's not a LeBron fans, think you're trying to tear the man down or whatever. Like LeBron has reached a point where he can't be torn down. He can only tear himself down. That's number one. So it's not an attempt to do that. As far as me, it was something that came across my feed from some of the platforms that I pay attention to. Roland Martin, a couple of cats from ESPN Radio talked about it or whatnot. And I, immediately I was like, man, that's kind of distasteful. Like, why in the world would you do that? And like I said, if I had a team coming to me with anything about trying to drop a shoe or sell something on for MLK or whatever, I would just be against it because I wouldn't want any of that light to be shined upon me. Right. I would prefer if anything, let me give a bunch of money to the cause on MLK. Right. If I'm gonna get some shine, let it be for that. Or
Could have been as
whatnot.
simple
So
as, or it could have been just as simple as putting out a statement before you release the shoe
right. That
on why you were doing it.
This is the shoe, the whole thing, and proceeds are going to like that. That would have made that makes more sense to me. And now that, if it's gonna happen after the fact, I'll still be fine with that, but I will still ask that question of why wasn't it done before? That it just
People
it's
who don't look like us in the boardroom, my boy.
yeah, and like I said, and I've never been to that museum. I've never been there, so I've never seen the vendors that are
Oh,
selling stuff and
oh,
making money.
they
I've
definitely
never,
there.
They
yeah,
out
you know what
there.
I'm
They
saying.
out there. There ain't no doubt
I've
about
never,
that.
yeah, I've never seen that.
I've been there 3 times.
I would,
They
I would
out
I've
there.
been
hope,
twice. Twice.
I would hope that some of their proceeds goes to to the museum, and if
And
not, shame on
that may be how
and,
it's set up.
hey,
I don't
and,
know.
and if not, shame on them too. You know what I'm saying? Shame on them too. If not, so I'm not gonna throw all the the the,
My,
the
my
disparagement
thing
on
is though,
LeBron. If they're
my
not
thing is
if they're not giving to the cause, then shame on them for sure.
my thing though is the just why it's about the Lorraine Motel. I mean, yeah, he got assassinated there, but it's become a symbol. It's more than just him being assassinated there. The Lorraine Motel is not just where he died. It's become more than that. It has. Again, they have a whole civil rights museum, and it's spectacular. It's
It is.
spectacular. It improved from the first and second time I went to the last time I went,
Yeah,
which
it
was
has.
about almost 10 years ago. No, probably about 8 years ago.
About
Um,
6, 7 years ago when I went.
yeah. So it's definitely improved, and it's got a lot of history,
Yeah, yeah, it's really nice.
starting back to when we, when a lot of us were first brought over here in chains, on in through, slavery, Jim Crow, and into, the whole civil rights movement.
Got
And of
different
course,
types of media in there to interact
yeah,
with. Is what I like about it. It's cool. It's really a
right.
cool
And I
place
think
to
the
visit.
last one of the last exhibits is, the room that he got assassinated in.
Right.
So, the legacy of the Lorraine Motel and his assassination is nothing to be ashamed of. To me,
Nobody said that. D.
I mean, but they're making it seem like it's totally off limits. And if it's totally off limits, then it should be off limits for it to be a museum.
I think it's when you involve the capitalism and Nike is where people had to push back.
I can understand that. I can understand that.
Well,
I think that's the
I'm
part.
just
I don't even
speaking
think it's
to
LeBron so much. I think it's Nike and who eventually gets the money. I think
yeah,
that's what people had a problem.
yeah.
well,
I can understand that. That's why I say I can see
let's
both
just drop
sides of it.
some
But
let's
the
just drop some
symbolism,
in the color scheme of shackles and chains and whips and let's put some slave masters on that fighting or whatever. Let's do Django. Let's do a Django shoot. You know what I'm saying? Why not just do all of that? Why not get some?
so
Let's get
why
the
do we
ship
have a
color
civil rights
scheme on some shoes.
museum
Let's
there
do
then?
all of that.
Why do we have a civil rights museum there? Why we didn't put it in Birmingham or Montgomery where they had the bus boycott
Let
at?
me ask you this though, G, and this is a serious question. I'm not trying to be smart.
There is one in
What if
Birmingham.
what if
There
somebody
is
came
one in
out the
Birmingham.
shoe and put a concentration camp on it? What do you think would happen?
Well, number one, they wouldn't put a concentration camp on it per se. They would maybe refer to the colors. How are you gonna refer to the colors?
What if they put Auschwitz on there? What do you think would happen?
Well, they have a museum at Auschwitz, don't they?
Or what do you think would happen?
I don't know.
Man, you do know it. The Jewish community would eat their ass alive, and you know it. Come on, dog. Come on now. Let's say they put it in the color of the German uniform and put Auschwitz
All
on
right.
it.
So let's say it
What
was
would
a
happen?
Jewish person.
We know what would happen.
If it was, let's say it was Adam Sandler who
Right.
did it. They say it's Adam
Still,
Sandler who did it.
his ass would get canceled by the Jewish community. That's what would happen. That's what would
Why they
happen.
ain't cancel Bill Maher and all them
Come on,
motherfuckers?
dog. We know what
They don't
would
cancel their
happen.
own.
We know
They
what
don't
would happen.
cancel their own.
It's
They
only
don't cancel their
us,
own.
dog.
We the only
We the
community
only
that cancel
ones
our
who make
own.
exceptions for shit like this.
No,
That's
we
the
the only
thing that
community
bothers me.
that cancels our own. That's what we do.
We
We
make
cancel our
exceptions.
own.
They
The
make
Jewish
no
people, they
exceptions
don't
about
cancel
their
their
history.
own.
They don't play with it at all. We
Jewish
the only
folks
ones
don't
who
cancel
you
their
can
own.
play with our history, but their history you can't play with it at all. But you can play with ours. I just think, no.
Again, why if it's such an issue, why do we have a civil rights museum there? Why would we go in there? That's my whole. If that's a sore spot for you, then it should be a sore spot that they have a whole museum and they got vendors outside selling shit.
But like Jerry said, I don't know if I'm quite sure. Like Jerry said, some of that money goes to
you can't even make that comparison. You can't make that comparison. The Auschwitz saw 5 million people killed or more. Okay, so we can't make that comparison. That ain't it. Everybody didn't die at the Lorraine Motel. Stop it. I don't get the similarity.
You get my damn point. You get the point.
But you're going out, you
get the
totally out base. That's
but
not a
you get the
similarity
point
that
though. You get the point. It's
That's
only
not a
our history
similarity.
that can be played with. And we're willing to play with it ourselves, which fucks me up.
What are we playing with? What are we playing with?
Nike can make money off our shit. Come on, dog. And we get nothing.
I cannot, bro. I'm just be so mind blown when I see people defend all things LeBron. It really sends me into a headspace of just wow. Like they really don't want him to have no, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, like he can do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? No blemishes, no nothing.
It's just people like y'all
it really just
have an issue. Like this is a damn issue.
They defend. Why are we even talking about this? This is the problem right here. It's just a topic of ideas and thoughts, bro.
It's not a topic. It ain't even a topic.
It's a topic of ideas and thoughts.
We got to get to something that is a topic to wrap it up, man.